At the Arizona Humane Society, the dedicated team of 12 cruelty investigators often put themselves directly in the line of fire in their fight against animal cruelty.
10-4, I'm ready to rock.
Ruthie Jesus is heading out on an urgent case.
We are going to a report of an injured pit bull that's bleeding in the front yard.
This is an emergency call, and a dog is down in an area where there have been reports of dogs fighting.
This is definitely one of those jobs where you're in circumstances and situations and environments unlike most people will ever experience, and you don't really know how you're going to handle it until you're in that moment and in that environment.
Have you gone in?
Fellow cruelty investigator Cynthia McGuire has arrived at the location.
Sometimes when you pull up to a house, what goes on in your head is, oh no.
Hey, kiddo. You don't look so good, kid.
The dog is in a shocking state.
Dispatch, this dog has been contained in this yard and is in very poor condition. I need the police out here right away. We're gonna have to seize him from this property. Arizona Humane Society, please open the door.
Ruthie suspects that there are people in the house.
There was no music when we first sent her. They're not gonna answer, Cynthia.
PD has been notified.
Copy that. If you're able, please make the situation slightly more emergent. It does sound like there are folks inside. They will not come out. This would definitely be one of the more dangerous properties we've been on.
The house was so silent, and then rap music starts blaring. That really adds that extra element of, our safety.
This area is known to the police, and Phoenix PD are quickly on the scene.
You get a lot of dog fights, a lot of calls like that in this area.
If you wouldn't mind, see if you can get them to answer the door. Oops.
Police!
With police backup, Ruthie and Cynthia can now rescue the injured pit bull.
Hi, sweetheart.
They need to be careful. Injured dogs can be fearful and unpredictable.
Hi, babies. Oh, he's a good boy. Is it gonna cuss you hi?
Love.
What's that? Is that a leash?
Here we go. Good boy.
Oh,
Good boy.
Yeah. What happened, baby?
1, 2, 3.
Thankfully for Ruthie and Cynthia, the dog turns out not to be aggressive, but he is in obvious distress.
There you go.
Good boy.
The dog is very lethargic. He's not very active, and he's showing that he's in pain. He's walking around very stiff. We can see dog bite wounds.
Ruthie and Cynthia need to check out the rest of the property for other dogs.
All right.
Watch your head, Cynthia, as you go by the window, okay?
All of the windows on the back side of the house are completely open. So in my mind, I'm thinking, it's very easy for someone to just stick a gun out that door or out that window.
With a police escort, Ruthie emerges with another dog.
This little kid, he was sitting on the floorboards under the driver's side of an empty vehicle, sitting in glass and shaking. The minute I stooped down and started talking to him, he came right to me. So he's ready to go. He doesn't want to be here anymore. Hi, sweetheart. Hey, little kid. This poor guy is really scared. So we're gonna go ahead and take him to the shelter.
Ruthie's priority now is to rush the dogs back for treatment at the Second Chance Animal Trauma Hospital. The hospital is at the heart of AHS, and Dr. Melissa Thompson has been standing by, ready to check out Ruger, the pit bull who has a deep wound on his chest.
Oh man, that's Howie. Alright, we're definitely going to want to get some pain meds on board for this guy. We'll knock him all the way down, see how deep that laceration goes. Hopefully we're not into the chest.
If the wound has punctured the chest cavity, it could be life-threatening, and Ruger will need major surgery. Meanwhile, veterinary technician Edward Ryan is looking at Sully the other dog that Ruthie rescued.
I think he sounds great. We're just going to get a temperature and make sure we can vaccinate him, and then we'll get him up for adoption. I think it's going to be perfect. Face like that, who's not going to fall in love with him and adopt him real quick, right?
And Dr. Thompson has some encouraging news about Ruger.
All right, so this is what we're looking at with your little kiddo here. It doesn't appear that we have a pneumothorax or air in the chest cavity, which is a good thing. So I'm guessing that that wound didn't penetrate all the way through.
Great, thank you. Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
Now that they are in the safe hands of AHS, both dogs are on the road to recovery.
There are so many reasons why I love this job. To be there in that moment where that animal is between, suffering or not, or life or death, and be able to step in and influence that, it's a privilege.
Thanks to AHS, Sully has been on a rags to riches journey and has a new home in Mesa. Several weeks later, there was also good news for Ruger. The pit bull seized from the same location. After a dramatic transformation, he found a loving new home in Tempe, Arizona.